Kelvin, we were talking about this break-in that happened at the Ledge last week. Remind our listeners, give us the details as to what went down there last week.
Yeah, it's pretty unusual, but middle of last week, in the evening at some point, there was a break-in into one of our bank of offices where our MLAs have a number of their offices. Several laptops were stolen. It's not a common thing in the legislature to have that happen. I've been there a number of years. There are odd times things will go missing, but not sort of a very deliberate break-in like we had this time. So unusual. Obviously it leaves those who are impacted a little unsettled, like anybody who has had a break-in in their home or their business. You sort of feel a sense of personal violation. So that's no different with the MLAs, but I suspect security is still going on with their investigation. Hopefully there'll be a resolution that'll result in the individual who did this being caught.
Kelvin, I would think that a government building like that, there must be tight security there, hey?
Well, we do have one of the most open and accessible legislatures in Canada. In fact, often visiting politicians who are coming from different parts of Canada will remark to me how unsecure the building actually is, that you really sort of go in, sign your name, not produce any ID, and sort of carry on. So it is not as secure as perhaps people think, and that's something that will be reviewed now, and I know that it's reviewed periodically at different times anyway.
Any concern as to what was on these computers, that if it's in the wrong hands, could become dangerous?
Well, I don't know that it would be dangerous, but anytime you have any kind of computer or electronic equipment stolen, you're concerned about what personal information you might have on there or others' information. I don't think these were stolen for that reason. It doesn't appear that an individual is targeting to try to get certain personal information, so that mitigates that risk somewhat, but anytime you have electronic equipment stolen, you're concerned about that for sure.
Correct me if I'm wrong. From what I understand, these were only Conservative offices that were broken into. Is there a concern there that it was your party that was targeted?
Well, my understanding, actually, is there may have been one other civil servant who had their office broken into as well. So there's no indication for us that it was targeted specifically at us. It may have been more of a crime of opportunity. This happened to be a place where it seemed like there's less people watching, maybe less people moving back and forth. So I don't have any sense at this point that it was targeted at us.